Battery storage and low carbon transport are only 10% of the portfolio. How big an opportunity do you see in this space?
Yeah, so they sit within our other energy infrastructure pillar within the portfolio. And we do see a lot of opportunities within those sectors. I mean, if we take batteries as an example, as a manager, we're definitely convinced that batteries will play a vital role in the transition towards net zero, towards electrification, particularly as we take on more renewable energy, more intermittent energy onto the grid. But for us at FGen, we have an allocation, but it's a fairly small allocation to batteries. Whilst the returns themselves might be attractive, there are certain characteristics like trading of revenues that we're not so fond of. So they definitely have a role to play, but for us there are loads of opportunities within that sector, within that pillar that we prefer. So Foresight as a manager has experience in things like interconnectors, pumped hydro, in grid infrastructure, which really would play a complementary role to our portfolio rather than just introducing additional risk factors. So very important sector, very important pillar for us, and definitely an area that we can see some really exciting growth opportunities.
Controlled environment agriculture and aquaculture are relatively new asset classes. What excites you most about those investments?
Yeah, so we like those assets, and they're two of the more recent investments that we've made at FGen. And I think what we really like about them is the characteristics and the diversification that they provide. So if we take something like our Glasshouse investment, that was originally seen as a value enhancement opportunity for one of our existing anaerobic digestion facilities. So we were looking at what we could do with the land adjacent to that facility to try and capture some of the surplus heat and power that was being generated but was just wasted. So the idea was that we would build a glasshouse next to it and then a big private wire between the two facilities so we could capture that surplus heat and power. We could then monetize that by selling it to the glasshouse, so creating an additional revenue stream for our anaerobic digestion, our AD facility, as well as at the same time providing low cost green energy to the glasshouse. So that was a win-win for both of those opportunities. And that is often referred to as the circular economy, the relationship there between those two investments. And that's something that we really like, and we're looking for more and more opportunities where we can implement those sorts of characteristics, those sorts of relationships.
With rising demand for electrification, where do you see the most promising opportunities for new deployments of capital?
Yeah, so there is absolutely increasing demand for power in the UK, and that is resulting in opportunities, not just in power generation, but also in downstream contributors to decarbonisation. An example of that would be heat. So heat is a sector that, unlike power, has perhaps not been at the centre of government decarbonisation plans, but it is increasingly becoming clear that that is a sector that is still very reliant on gas and fossil fuels ultimately. And so the electrification of heat is very important going forward. So we see plenty of opportunity there. Outside of electrification, we see a range of opportunities that contribute to decarbonisation. Transport is a very important one, and our investment into our CNG platform in the UK is really exciting. That is providing biomethane gas to heavy goods vehicles to move them off of diesel, and that is a platform that is growing and progressing very well. And finally, an opportunity that is of real interest, and a sector that is of real interest to FGen is biomethane. We have a good portfolio of anaerobic digestion facilities within FGen that produce biomethane, and is increasingly clear that biomethane can play a really important role in decarbonisation and achieving net zero. In that, first of all, it is a far cleaner alternative to natural gas, and it can also utilise existing gas infrastructure. And the UK government is planning on releasing a biomethane framework plan at some point next year, which we hope will really consolidate biomethane's position as central to net zero targets as we go forward.